It's recording.
Should I just go?
Yep, have fun.
So when I was little, I always wanted to make a bakery when I got older. So I decided to start on my 12th birthday, and I'm gonna open it then this year. But I haven't really actually done anything. I just put on the pages, and I put that form. But the rest is all blank, and I have several under this tab here. And then I also want to make a book with my friend, so we just did this. We're starting to do this together.
Click the allow. Otherwise I won't let you go. There you go. All right.
And this is Maple. She's 4 moons old, which is 4 months old, and she's a dark gray brown tabby she-cat. She has a settled attitude. She's kind but can be really stubborn. And she was born an outsider to the tribes and came into the tribes when all her kin left her. And this is Moon. She's 12 moons old, and she's a light gray she-cat with white striped tail. She's gentle. She's a good mother, but she can be very bossy. Her power is that she controls the phases of the moon, and she took Maple in when she came into the cat's tribe. This is Sky. He's 48 moons old. He's a blue-gray silver tabby tom. He's bold, wise, but can be very pretentious, and his power is that he controls the stars. And he was made leader of the tribe and given the name Sky 2 moons before Maple came. This is Draco. He's 96 moons old, or 8 moons old. 8 years old. He's an orange or yellow he-dragon. He's arrogant, strong, and impatient, and his power is elemental fire. And he hates the fact that the cats took in Maple because she has no magic. This is Shade. He is 7 moons old. He is a dark gray he-dragon with silver wings and tail. He's generous, loving, and hates his leader. And his power is controlling moonlight. And he hates that Draco wants to start a war just because Maple has no powers. And he meets with Maple once a moon to see how she's doing. And the last one is Ginger Howl. They are given the name Howl after their first name to whenever they become their leader. And she's 33 moons old. She's a ginger she-wolf. She's kind and she's allies with the cats, but she hates the dragons. And her power is that she controls most fire, but that does not include the dragon's fire. She's the pack leader, and she joins forces with the cats to help fight the dragons. That's all I have.
Awesome. Now, didn't you do
A book?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me get to that. All right, if you go up to the top and type in there you go. It's there's.life.com. Or you can log into yours.
And I wrote a book here. Do I just leave it in this section? So it's called The Plant. No.
And then you're right there. Circle the blue arrow over on the right. Or is that? Okay, good. Yeah. Yep. There you go.
And there once was a cat called Snowball. She loved using computers and used them to blog about her life. But every once in a while, she plays with her plant. This plant gives her the special power to talk and type if she chews on it. She must play with it once a month for it to work. Her housefolk, which are her owners, didn't know that though. So one day, when Snowball came to chew on the plant, she was amazed to see that it was very prickly. She opened her eyes and the prickly plant said, "Hello, I am Cactus, the new plant." Snowball stared in shock at this new plant named Cactus and wondered if she should look for her old plant. She decided she would. Snowball went to ask her sister, Shadow, to ask what happened to her old plant. It was new, prickly, and it can talk. Its name is Cactus. Do you know what happened to my old plant? She asked Shadow. No, I didn't see. I was trying to untangle my ball of yarn from these two broken flower pots, replied Shadow. Later, Snowball went to find Tabby, the new cat that was in the house. Tabby was scratching on the top of the red chair in the living room, and Shadow was sleeping on the seat of the chair. Do you know what happened to my plant, Tabby? She asked again. No, I'm sorry, Tabby replied. He sat down and kept on scratching fluff out of the poor chair. Then Shadow stirred. If you can still speak two-leg, which is human, why don't you go ask our housefolk, suggested Shadow. That's a great idea. Thank you. Snowball ran outside and saw her housefolk dancing in the wheat field. She hurried over to them and looked up at them. Excuse me for interrupting your dance, but what did you do with my plant? She asked loudly. The girl looked down at Snowball. What do you mean? That plant that was all chewed up? It's in the cornfield. We planted it next to the house, the girl explained. Snowball purred her thanks and sped away with a flick of her tail. She went to the house to the side that was next to the cornfield. Ah, there's my plant! Snowball ran over to it and chewed the roots until it was free. She woke up Tabby and Shadow. Whoa, what happened? Whatever. She woke up Tabby and Shadow. Congratulations, Snowball. Can we all sleep now? Said Tabby. He curled up and began to doze off again. Snowball sat in front of her computer and began to type. Today, she typed in her blog, I lost my plant. I asked everyone, and they said that they didn't know what happened to it. Later, I asked my housefolk if they knew what happened to it, and they planted it in the cornfield. Now I sit here typing and chewing my plant, getting ready to go to sleep. She finished off. Snowball quietly curled up next to her snoring sister and began to close her eyes. What a great day, she murmured under her breath and slipped peacefully into sleep. So, do I just press stop?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. I thought it was awesome. All right. Ending. All right. I am going to